everyone, want to give a quick update on the podcast and some changes that I'm making to it going into the next year. So one thing you might have noticed if you listen to the episode today is that the music in the beginning is different than it normally is. Same with the song in the end. Every time I was posting videos on YouTube, I kept on getting a copyright infringement notice. I had a verbal agreement with the band that I was cool to use all their stuff, but I decided it would be faster and cleaner just to make my own music instead of go through the whole process of proving, hey, the band's okay with this, hey, this is cool, da 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 da. So instead of that, I was like, hey, just make your own songs. Also, if you do follow the podcast on YouTube or listen to the intro or end of it at all, you'll notice that there's a little tag that says this podcast is part of the Never Effaced Network. That's because I recently joined a group called the Never Effaced Network. I had one of their guys on, Rob LaFoon, this year and started looking at their content and what all they do and kind of connecting with them and getting to know them. They have a podcast called Emo Kids Anonymous, which is kind of about how apparently emo music and all this stuff is still a thing, and there's lots of bands who are doing it and performing it. There's one called Stereotherapy, which is just kind of about mental health and music the entire time. One called Ska Mailman, which is a guy who loves ska and is a mailman and does interviews with people that are in the ska scene. It's really cool. They also have a lot of content on TikTok more than on Instagram, which is a whole world I'm still learning about. But more importantly, they do a lot of stuff that's about like nostalgia. I have a lot of people from the bands that they talk about on this podcast. They reached out to me and were like, hey, do you want to be one of our content creators or do you want to be part of us? And I said, sure, let's do this. I have been doing this podcast by myself since May, since Justin decided to step back from it. So having a community to talk to other creators, to be like, hey, what do you guys see this working? What do you got going on? What do you see here? Is really nice. Also recently talked to a friend about how to work the algorithm better. And he suggested just posting more reels. So if you see more videos from me or more clips from the podcast, that's why. I hate the algorithm. Everyone hates the algorithm, but also it's a game you gotta play. So I'm trying to figure out how to work the algorithm to my favor. So if you see more posts from me, more reels, all that good stuff, that's why. As always, as I look at all like the rap, like the Spotify creator wraps, check out Apple stats and check all this stuff, I'm very appreciative and humbled that anyone knows this podcast, anyone has ever found this podcast, and if you share it, like it, follow it, whatever, it means a ton to me. Started this in 2022. I can't believe this is still a thing. I can't believe I still get to talk to guests I never thought I'd get to talk to. And just thank you for being with me as I figure all this out. And thanks for thinking any of this is worth knowing, following, or listening to. I really appreciate it.